God engineered your worst pressure to reveal your soul. You've heard that pressure makes you stronger, but did you know that scientists found crystals that actually glow under stress? No heat, no electricity. Pressure alone releases light trapped inside the structure. In my last year of PhD research in astrophysics, I realized the Torah encoded this phenomenon thousands of years before science recorded it. Most people try to escape pressure. They miss that it is the mechanism. Today you're going to discover the release code I've decoded from Hasidic teachings through material science. And the key is that glowing figure beneath the stone in the thumbnail. I'm Dr. Yosef Wolf, and my mission is to uncover reality's blueprint by revealing how the physical is rooted in the spiritual. You know that season where everything compresses at once? The bills stack up, the relationships strain, the career stalls, and the voice in your head whispers, something must be wrong with me. God is punishing me. I know that voice. I remember sitting alone in my apartment after a string of setbacks, staring at the ceiling, convinced the pressure meant I was failing, that God had forgotten about me. If I was doing the right things, why did my life feel like it was caving in? And that's when I discovered the glitch in how we interpret pain. 1605, Bologna, Italy. A cobbler named Cascariolo heats a strange stone found on a hillside. He pulls it from the furnace. The room is dark, and the stone is glowing. No flame, no external light. Something inside the stone itself is releasing light that wasn't visible before. For centuries, no one could explain it. Then material science cracked it open. Literally, they found that certain crystals, when placed under mechanical stress, release charge carriers that had been locked deep inside the lattice. The pressure doesn't add energy. It frees energy that was trapped all along. They call it mechanoluminescence. The stone wasn't broken, it was activated. But if stress can release light hidden from a crystal, what's the light locked inside you? And what kind of pressure is precise enough to free it without destroying you? The reason I'm telling you this is because the Torah didn't just know about this, it engineered the protocol. If you want to get a sneak peek at insights like these that are going into my new Torah and Science book, Before the Big Bang, sign up for my free newsletter. The link is in the pinned comment under the subscribe button. And anyone subscribed before the book launch will receive a 10% discount code. Here are the 3 clues. Clue number 1, the first drop. This week's Parsha opens with a strange command. Bring olive oil that is kasis למאור, crushed for the light. Rashi specifies something most people skip over. The first drop of oil, produced by gentle crushing in a mortar, was reserved exclusively for the menorah's light. The second pressing, using a beam press for full extraction, was for the meal offerings, not for illumination. Stop. The purest light comes from the first crush, not the grinding, not the industrialized pressure, the initial precise compression. Materials scientists discovered the same thing. Only crystals with a precisely ordered internal structure maximize light emission under stress. Flawed lattices trap the energy and quench the glow. The Torah's word for this? Zach. The Sforno explains the oil must be perfectly clear. Impurities suppress the light. So the first clue is this: your pressure isn't random, but it requires internal clarity to produce illumination instead of noise. If the crystal is flawed, the energy stays trapped. But if the oil is about purity, what kind of inner experience is being purified? We're about to discover who this pressure is actually designed for, and when you see it, your entire relationship with suffering will transform. Clue number 2, the vanishing name. Something bizarre happens in Parshas Tetzaveh. Moshe's name disappears. Every other parsha from Shemos onward mentions Moshe by name. Here, not once. The parsha begins only with Va'ata, and you. Most people think this is a punishment or a coincidence. It's neither. The Lubavitcher Rebbe's last mimer, Va'ata Tetzaveh, reveals 2 types of crushing. The first is external, persecution, oppression. It's when enemies force a Jew's deepest commitment to the surface. That's obvious pressure, and it produces obvious strength. But the second type is more subtle and far more painful. The ache of exile, when there's no visible oppressor. The feeling of spiritual purposelessness despite freedom. The suffocation of going through the motions when Mashiach hasn't yet come. This second crushing penetrates beyond your revealed soul powers. It reaches the Yechida, your essential soul point, the one layer permanently bonded to Hashem's essence. And that's why Moshe's name vanishes. His surface identity dissolves because this pressure accesses something deeper than a name can hold. The Ata isn't a replacement, it's a revelation. The pressure stripped away the label to expose the essence. This was the answer I couldn't find that night when I was staring at the ceiling. The pressure wasn't punishment, it was reaching past everything I thought I was to touch the part of me that can never be separated from God. Now we have two pieces. The oil must be pure for pressure to produce light, and the deepest pressure reaches the soul point beyond identity. But there's still one problem. If the light was always inside, why does it need pressure at all? What exactly is the mechanism? Clue number 3, the verb that changes everything. Back to the Parsha, the Torah commands laha'alois ner talmid, to raise up an eternal flame. Here's what most people miss. The verb is not lahadik, to light. It's laha'alois, to elevate, to raise up. You don't create this flame, you elevate what's already burning. Now, watch what mechanoluminescence confirms. The light in those crystals isn't generated by the stress. The charge carriers were always there, locked in the lattice. Stress doesn't add photons, it liberates them. The crushing doesn't create your fire, it removes what was suppressing it. The Torah did not use a metaphor from physics. The Torah described the mechanism. Science only later discovered the physical reflection of an ancient spiritual law. Before we get to the final convergence, let's revisit the 3 clues. Clue number 1, the purest light comes from the softer crush, not the mill. Clue number 2, the deepest pressure reaches your yechida, the soul point beyond identity. And finally, clue number 3, the verb isn't to light, but to elevate, because the flame was always inside. Do you see how the pieces are coming together? Here's the convergence. Material science gets one thing right. Stress can release light that nothing else can reach, but it stops at the mechanism and misses the purpose. The Torah reveals both. The oil must be zach, clear, because impurities quench the glow. The pressure must reach the yechida, because surface level struggle only produces surface level strength. And the verb is laha'alois, because the flame was never missing. It was suppressed. That Cascariello stone in 1605, it wasn't broken by the furnace. It was activated. The glow was always inside. The heat was the only way to reach it. That glowing figure beneath the stone in the thumbnail, that's you. The pressure bearing down in your life isn't destroying you. It's the only force precise enough to release the light your soul has been holding since before you were born. Moshe's name vanished because no name could contain what the pressure revealed. Your identity during hardship feels like it's dissolving for the same reason. The surface has to go quiet for the essence to speak. I used to believe my hardest times in life were evidence that something was broken. Now I understand they were engineered to activate what comfort could never reach. So here's the challenge. This week, identify the pressure point in your life that you've been interpreting as punishment. Then pick one mitzvah, whether it's davening, tzedakah, or a bracha said with full presence, and perform it specifically during that pressure. Not despite the pain, but because of it. That mitzvah under pressure is your first drop of crushed oil, reserved for illumination. Comment below with what you chose. Too intimidated to comment? So just click like or share. That small act is still a first drop. We need to stop calling pressure punishment. When financial strain or tension with your family compresses your reality, the mechanism is active. Stress is releasing your yechida's photon of light. Each mitzvah performed under pressure fuels what comfort never could. And that's what prepares humanity for Mashiach, when every hidden light finally surfaces, when every soul glows as a ner tamid, requiring no rekindling, when the pressure of exile itself becomes the luminescence of redemption. You're not breaking, you're being engineered to glow. To see how this insight fits into the realization that we are a neuron in God's artificial intelligence network, click here. And if you want to learn a deep secret about gold and silver hidden in the periodic table of elements, click here. If you'd like to dedicate or sponsor one of these classes, click on the link in the description. Thank you for partnering with me as we uncover reality's blueprint together.